Hi everyone, I hope you are all doing good. So today we are going to start debugging our Pega Constellation application, and the debugging part which I am going to tell you, it's totally based on all the four sessions which we have covered so far, or which we have implemented so far in all the previous sessions. So I will recommend you to go and watch my all four videos which we have created for you. And in today's session, what topics I am going to cover? So I'll start with the Chrome DevTool, where we'll be seeing the network and console tab. Then I'll be moving to the tracer. Then we'll be talking about the X-ray, and we'll be touching some out of the box rules, which includes like when rule and one DSS. And apart from that, we'll see how React Dev tool works and what is its significance. And also, I'm going to cover Clipboard and PAL. So let's get started. So today's session will be, logic our case from the launch portal like this. So let's enable the inspect tool and we'll go to the network and we'll reload this one and we'll see what are all the things gets here. So if you select all, it will give you all the types. So I will just select the fetch and XHR. It will basically show you all the data types and data pages and the APIs which has been hit in the backend to load this screen. Okay. So for example, if I talk about this data page, so basically this is nothing but a REST service. Basically, you can say DX API of a type of data view. Okay. How I can see this is the DX API of a data view? Let's see that. Go to the Dev Studio and move to, okay, now here you can see the prediction studio, right? That means you are not able to see the admin studio. How we can see the admin studio? Go to your operator or access group directly, and here add px admin studio, save. Let's see if you can see that. No. Let's reload that. No. So what we need to do, we need to log off and log in back. So login with SSO, let it load. Okay, so if you go to the resources, here you will be finding the option APIs. In APIs, so this is the Constellation DX API, or we say it as a DX API version 2. Okay. So what I was telling, we were looking into the inspect tool, and in data view, I told you that, okay, this is the part of DX API. So DX API is nothing but a collection of all the REST services under a package of application. Okay, for now, just understand this part. This is the data, right? Now, here you can see data view ID, actions. Okay, so these are all the APIs which comes under the data. So to see more, just scroll it down and you will see what are all the parameter we need to give, what is the URL for this, and how we will be getting the response. Let's move back to our use case, Dev Studio, launch the portal, work studio, and go to the inspect again, go to the network, load. Okay, now you will see py my work list. So here you can see application and data view, then data page. So this is the DX API of a view and taking the parameter as a data page. One more thing, in data page, whatever data page you are seeing so far, you remember we have converted one data page, I think it was a country list, and we make this status as a API, right? Let me show you here. If I go to the data model, data page, and go to the country list, see API. So what it does, if you are not giving the API status there, so during the runtime, it will take your request, but it will not give you back the response and give you the error as a 403. That server understands your request, but you are not authorized to get the response. So for that scenario, we generally make it as a API status. So if you see the another one, copy this and go back here and check, you will find the status as a API, right? Now moving forward, I will again go to here and create one case, click on the next. Now here, let's see what we get in the backend. See, country list, list demo state. So this is nothing but a data page for country. This is nothing but a data page for state, right? And what is this? So this is nothing but a assignment. Okay, so this is DX API for assignment, and what it is doing, it is performing an action and giving you the view detail. Now go back here and select the country as a India. See, it refreshes and gives you the response of the state Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh, right? So this is how you can see from the network that on each click what is happening here. Now moving to the console tab. So what generally we see in the console. So in console, basically we view the messages and the errors, from a web page and execute custom JavaScript code to interact with a page and monitor network request and responses. So network request and responses, we saw here in earlier version. What we were doing, we were using the live UI to see the elements and to see the field, and we were clicking that and we were going to the section. But here we don't have the option of live UI. So how we are going to see that? So just go here, select pcore dot what is the option, get debugger, yes, then toggle x-ray true, hit enter and see here, open this, okay, not this one, and close this and see this. Now you can see the screen with the more extended form and what details you will see. So here, you remember in previous session we have created the logo. So in logo, what we have given the URL. So here you can see the metadata of that particular view, right? So this is the class, this is the type, this is the length, and what this was the label and the validation. Similarly, if you go to the another tab, so here view name was user address detail and it was a drop down. What was the metadata inside the drop down? You can see here, right? We were talking to a data page. This was the class. So that's how we can take alternative of live UI. Now, one more thing, if I go to see the view name in the Dev Studio, what details we can see? We will see nothing, right? But as I shown you here, we are able to see the metadata, correct? So how we can see the metadata here? So for that, we need to enable one when rule. Okay, let's see here in the record. What will be the when rule we need to touch? Px enable C11 dev. So what we need to do, we need to save as or do the private edit and convert this to true. So if you save this and go back to your view again and click on the refresh, you will see the metadata which you were seeing back there. So go back to the case again and go back to the inspect. Now we have understood this, so we need to make the toggle as a false. So go to the pcore dot get debugger dot toggle x-ray false enter. Now go back to this place, go back to home, and you won't see that debugging option. Okay, now we'll go to the tracer. Okay, to understand how it is different from the previous version and what are all the new things which we will be seeing in the tracer. So let's go back and take the tracer. Go to the setting. Now you will see one more option called as a view rules. Okay, so to trace the view, we will be selecting this option. What else? Let's check that. Apart from that, I think everything is same. Pause. So the new thing is, earlier what we were doing, like when we trace it, there were lots of instances were getting created, and we were scrolling up and down to come to the exact point where actually we need to do the tracing. But here, what happens now? We'll see that. Click on the next. You can see the resource and the event and the resource and the event. Now you cannot see the tracer in that way from 1 to last you will be seeing the details, right? No. If you want to debug only the country list, so you will just need to expand this and you can see all the things which is dedicated to that particular data page. So that's all for tracer. And if I go back and see the clipboard, so if I need to see if my data is getting saved properly in the clipboard and everything is happening good in the backend, and our clipboard is getting the proper data which we want, for that what we will see from a developer standpoint, we will see this case id and go to backend. Here we will go to the case type. Okay, not case type, class, and open the class instance, and in the clipboard here we will see all the values which is mapped under the py workpage. So in the py workpage you will see the data whatever we have filled so far, and in the user address demo you can see the details which we have given. Okay, so that's how we'll see the clipboard. Now what I think we have talked about clipboard, tracer, DevTool and X-ray, and we enabled one when rule to see the metadata. Okay, now we will talk about when one DSS called as a debug Pega API. Go to the sysadmin, go to the DSS, and the DSS name is debug Pega API. Basically, what it is doing, let me show you in the real time. So just close this, launch one case, and just fill some data and move next. So this is false yet, right? This is the DSS which is false. So if you go to the configure system and the logs, and you will see the log file in Pega, you will get the information and the error whatever you will be seeing for the APIs here. So what this particular DSS do, if we make it as a true, it puts some extra entry regarding the API so that you can debug any issue which is going to happen in the API by seeing the log file. So let's see the changes, okay, after making this as a true. So what we will do, we will go to the Pega and we will see the latest entry and copy this somewhere. Okay, and we'll try to see what are all the new changes by making that option as a true. Go to the first case, click next, give some value and submit. Now go back to the log file, Pega, copy this so that we will start seeing the file after that. So you see this option, right? Mapping the request into this. These are all the extra options which we get when we make this as a true. So this is done. So let's close all. Now I will talk about a new or an extension of a Chrome which we call as a React DevTool. I have downloaded and included. Now you will see this app is not using the React. Okay. So what we will do, we will convert it to Dev Studio. Now we will launch the portal. Here you can see it enables. That means now we are using the React. If you go to the inspect here and if you maximize it, you will find the extra options called component. So in earlier version, what was happening, if we were going to this place and we were trying to see the classes and the instances, so we were expanding this DOM and we were getting the detail, right? But here you are not seeing any more detail inside the DOM. So for that, what we are doing, we will be going to the component. Okay, same option we will choose. We will go here and click, not here, in the component. Now copy this, go here. So you can see key is assignment work list. Similarly, you will be finding the style, component and everything. So that is also done. Now we will talk the last topic as a PAL. So PAL, what it does basically, whenever we create our application, right? So we check whether any functionality is taking time to load or not. For that, we track uh, from here. How it works: when we initially launch our portal, we will get this option, and if we click on the reading, you will get the initial data for this in the INIT. Now, after that, if you click on anything and go to the first case and provide any data and click on the next, and you click the reading, it comes under the delta. So now here you can see server elapsed time is 0.75 and this many rule is targeted, and this was the rule it was used. So that's all for today. I hope you are liking my video and see you in next session. Thank you.